Ozzy Osbourne was and is a legend, but what is his standing in the pantheon of metal's greatest frontmen? In this video, Jam and I discuss Ozzy's legacy. Was he the best metal frontman of all time? And was he, along with Black Sabbath, the grandfathers of a new genre of music? Metal.
What the hell is this?
Where does Ozzy stand on the Mount Rushmore of rock and metal singers for you, or frontmen? Where is he on that Mount Rushmore of legends? Like, is he, he's got to be up there, right?
Yeah, for me, he's definitely. I mean, I think obviously Bruce Dickinson, Iron Maiden, Ozzy's got to be up there, and probably Dio are probably my favourites. I mean, obviously a lot of people would say Judas Priest singer, but he's not. Rob Halford's great. I have nothing against him, but he's just not my type of vocalist, if you know what I mean. But he's still a legend. So yeah, he's definitely up in three. I know there's four on the wall of the Rushmore, but I could, from the top of my head now, I couldn't probably pick another one. But yeah, definitely up there.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned the TV show there, and that's probably why he's so ingrained in the fabric of everyone knowing him. I mean, my mother knows who Ozzy Osbourne is. How was that received at the time within the metal community, of him kind of putting on almost a character on TV? Because that's not really Ozzy, that guy in that show. That it is to a degree, but there was a certain heightened reality about it. Where did that, at the time, just looking back on him in kind of the last 20 years, how was that received by hardcore fans at the time? Was it a bit of a just have a laugh at it, or he's selling out a bit? Where were people on that in the community?
I can only speak for myself, and I was at the time. I thought he was taking the piss. I don't like. I never watched it particularly, and I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of reality shows anyway. Although obviously this is one of the first ones which I didn't really comprehend at the time. I suppose it probably was, but I didn't like it because it's like you're making fun of my hero. But I suppose looking back at it now, you can see it's probably funny, and he's probably sending himself up as well. But he's a man who's struggling. He was struggling back then. You know what I mean? He struggles to speak clearly. He doddery. You know what I mean? I didn't like it. I thought it was exploitative by Sharon personally. That's my opinion. But there you go.
No, I think you're probably right. But I suppose going back, I mean, there's been all the things been touted of it around. Black Sabbath and Ozzy, they're kind of the grandfathers of modern metal music, or even metal to begin with. Is there some truth in that, in terms of them being the grandfathers of metal, or them almost creating a genre of music? Is that true, or is that kind of folklore?
I think it's difficult because obviously technically metal isn't blues based. You would say that metal isn't really blues based, and Black Sabbath are blues based. But they were certainly the first sort of to down tune and play the riffs and do that sort of music. So I think that probably it's difficult to draw a line in the sand, isn't it, when metal started. But I think they were certainly probably where the down tuning, the guitars, the occultism, even though they weren't occultists, they were just using those symbols and obviously calling themselves Black Sabbath. I think probably Judas Priest possibly were more metal when they weren't so much blues based, but two twin guitar based, like Thin Lizzy. Well, not that Thin Lizzy are a metal band, but that sort of twin guitar attack. But Black Sabbath certainly started doing metal and probably did invent. I think you said they're more metal than Led Zeppelin and Deep Purple. So I think definitely metal probably did start in 1970 with the Black Sabbath. Certainly the song Black Sabbath. But yeah, if you're technically about it, yeah, they're probably not actually metal in the sense of they're still blues based, like a hard rock band would be.
Yeah. Was Ozzy, and I know Mark Clower's talked a lot about this as well, and Lee's obviously a big fan of Ronnie James Dio. Was Ozzy leaving the band the first time around? Was that a good thing for him, and was it a good thing for Black Sabbath in general? Did that turn out? Was that a good thing for both of them at that time?
So we're talking his sacking, or because he did leave in 78 and then come back. We're talking his sacking.
He came back for a year, didn't he?
Yeah,
and then,
yeah.
So the sacking, I guess.
Sacking in, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it was a good thing for him. I don't think he ever thought he was going to do anything else. If it wasn't for Sharon, because obviously Sabbath were under Don Arden's management as well at that point, and Sharon was obviously his daughter, took Ozzy under her wing as a manager to start with before they had a relationship. And
Yeah.
If it wasn't for that, I don't know. Ozzy probably would have gone into obscurity. To be honest,
Mm.
it's probably the best for Black Sabbath in a way. I mean, obviously they perhaps didn't hit the heights of the 70s, but they did do very well in the early 80s with Ronnie, I'm sure. And then obviously Ozzy had his own great career. So probably, yeah, it's probably best they both went their separate ways, I think, and they were able to come back again.
So it was a good thing for fans then, was it? Fans of Black Sabbath to a degree, because you got a different Sabbath basically after he was sacked, right?
I guess so. I mean, I think a lot of people. There'll always be split camps. Like there'll be the hardcore Sabbath isn't Sabbath without Ozzy. There'll be the hardcore, you know, all other people who like all the singers. I'm personally a fan of all the singers. I don't have a problem with. I like the same as Mark. I love all the singers of Black Sabbath. I like just like Black Sabbath. I think they're a great band. If I'm honest, if I had to pick my favourite period, it probably would be Ozzy. Probably would
Yeah.
be Ozzy. But yeah, all the stuff is very good.
Won't be another one like him, right?
They don't make that like there is no rock stars anymore, is there? I can't think of anyone.
Yeah.
Well, I can't think of anyone really.
Not in his mold anyway.
No, definitely not. No.
like
I mean, it was quite controversial. I mean, I'm fed up of hearing about the bloody bat story. I mean, every time they mentioned it, they have to bring up the bloody bat story. He did some things that perhaps weren't so great, but he seems to have got over that. But I mean, he's still lovable, wasn't he? You know what I mean?
Well, I always love that story. Whether it's true or false, I don't know. But do you remember the Motley Crue movie, The Dirt?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do you remember when they see him? Like, and they're absolutely fucking insane. Like Motley Crue at that point, nuts, them guys. And then they go and they see Ozzy at some resort, and even he's too much for them.
Snorted some ants, did.
I don't know if that scene is true. I don't know, but you would imagine it's probably. In fact, I can't remember who said it. They said whatever you saw in that movie, like what was he doing? Was he sniffing piss or sniffing ants?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, Nicky Sixes. Yeah,
yeah. It was like somebody had said. I think it's on Interview around the time that what you saw in the movie, like what he really did, you couldn't have even put it into the movie. So.
It's about right.
So I always loved that out. He was too nuts for them, like that's so good.
Brilliant.
But yeah, there certainly won't be another one like him.